AI debacle in more than just one way. All right, I'm Emmett. This is the Dark of the Logic, and if you know, you know. So recently, the Trump administration has been called out for the grift it has been using on its own people concerning AI. I want to read you something from Occupy. Let's see here. And basically, this is absolutely insane. So, breaking, gullible MAGA fans duped by fake army influencer as AI foot model rakes in the cash. You truly cannot make this up. Scores of MAGA fans have reportedly been sending money and tips to a completely fake social media influencer, an AI generated US Army soldier whose account is packed with absurd photos posing alongside Donald Trump. The account, called Jessica Foster with two A's, exploded to more than 1 million Instagram followers, thanks to hyper-realistic images showing the supposed soldier hanging out with Trump, attending major events, and posting patriotic captions designed to appeal to hardcore MAGA supporters. There's just one problem. Jessica isn't real. Investigators and tech observers quickly noticed obvious clues that the account was AI generated, including incorrect American flags, bizarre military uniforms, and impossible scenarios. And one photo, the fake soldier appears to meet Trump 6 different times in a single year. In others, she's apparently brokering world peace while snapping selfies with Trump, Vladimir Putin, and Vladimir Zelensky. She even claims to have invaded Greenland with U.S. troops, attended the Super Bowl featuring a team that didn't even make the playoffs, and met soccer superstars Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi all in the same year. But the real goal of the account wasn't political commentary, it was money. The Instagram page funnels followers to an OnlyFans account selling suggestive photos, particularly foot fetish photos. Her fans are tipping the account hundreds of dollars per post. Despite the increasingly ridiculous post, the account continues to rack up hundreds of thousands of likes, with comment sections filled with heart emojis from followers who appear completely convinced the influencer is real. The AI account even jokes in its bio, "I respond to every message. I'm not a robot. Ha ha ha." The irony is painful. In an era where misinformation spreads faster than ever, this bizarre saga shows just how easily AI-generated influencers can manipulate social media audiences, especially when they're wrapped in patriotic imagery and flattering political messaging. And in this case, the result is pretty embarrassing. A fake AI army girl posing with Trump, quietly cashing in while thousands of fans never realized they were flirting with the computer. And this, of course, was from Occupy Democrats post. But I mean, as you can see, here's some of the photos, and yeah, it is hyper realistic, and that is the benefits of using AI. Now, there's so much I want to say about this, but first off, I'm going to start with the main stuff. You know that there's a bunch of incels that were out here looking at this, and they were completely like, "Oh my god, yay, finally! It's my total dream. This beautiful white chick with, the great body and feet pics, and she's army, and she loves Trump. Yeah, that's perfect. I'll give her all my money." Meanwhile, you have Chat Pete GT out here, Keg's Breath, he was trying to blacklist Anthropic in order to use their AI services in order to better equip the military. And Anthropic had said that, hey, you're not going to use our AI software for killing people, point blank. And so with that, I think that it's interesting, and seeing that what they were doing with the AI, making a fake AI army soldier. Like, wait a second. First off, so I was looking through, a lot of the photos and whatnot, and you notice there's never any video. That's one thing that people should have been like, wait, what? How did I not see this person? Where is the video from these photos that are being taken? Where's his speech at? And there was one photo that was so awkward. I wish I could find it right now, but I just don't have the time. But it's her at the Board of Peace, and like board is spelled Bored, and I don't think peace was spelled right either. But I mean, it's not surprising, but then again, it is. It's surprising that they would use an army soldier, a female army soldier. One of the things that they said that they hate because they didn't think that women should be in the military, but yet you're using an AI generated female army soldier to bolster. But then the main idea is always this: money. They are duping MAGA supporters. Because if you're like me and you're following me, we're not stupid enough to fall for that. First off, she is supposedly in a uniform with a skirt on at the Board of Peace. Now, this would be one of those dignified kind of meetings or I guess events. So she wouldn't be wearing a skirt like that. And God, man, I mean, considering, like I said, with what Keg's Breath was doing, trying to blacklist or basically trying to blackmail um, or hold hostage Anthropic for their AI systems, and then seeing that this is what they would be using it for, and then also not to mention that the bombing of the Iranian girls' school, all girls' school, with I believe that was what was it, 175, something, 160, 170 some kids, females and girls that were blown to smithereens because they used AI systems that had targeted what used to be an army depot or a weapons surplus, and it was converted into a school. Well, AI didn't know that, and you can't really say that you blame it because AI wasn't really told what to do. And then if you're not using updated materials and whatnot, you're going to have this issue. So a lot of the targets that they have chosen and that they have bombed, because there's now three schools that have been affected, either directly bombed or indirectly bombed, leading to hundreds of mass casualties. So there was right after that first girls' school was bombed, there was another school that was there was an area that was bombed right next to the school, and the shrapnel and whatnot actually killed a young child. We even saw it on video. That's what's so crazy. You can actually watch the kid get hit by the shrapnel and die. I'm a little disturbed that you can watch these kinds of images so freely, but then again, like, I do believe that we do need to see these things, but not so much that we get desensitized. But the issue that we're looking at here is that, quite frankly, this regime is it is all a sham. It's like watching West Wing behind the scenes, like trying to see how they're actually building out the plot of the West Wing episode. Except this episode has lasted for about, I don't know, 10 years. What, this is probably, we're on season 8 of of West Wing, if you're looking at it like that. So, I mean, now, so far, there's no real blowback and there's no real pushback. And I have been trying to look and see, if anybody out there has been trying to get their money back, because that's stealing, that's theft, that's fraud. And so for those of you MAGA out there who just might happen to watch this, yeah, you said, I don't believe in, the fraud counts. Yeah, they just tried to trump up something, all pun intended. But look at this situation. And then not only that, to actually put her on OnlyFans. That's what's so interesting, because she would have immediately been kicked out because for doing that. So that's, but this is how dumb these napkins, and you know what I mean, which, if you're new to the show, I use napkins as a racial term. I'm pretty sure you can figure out who I'm talking about. But the way that I use napkins in this context is that, well, when you have these napkins, you just throw them out. They're worthless. They're good for nothing. You're cleaning up your crap with them. That's pretty much all they are. But they're everywhere. They're all in your car, they're all in your house. You might even have some in your bed. But that is the purpose. So now these napkins, these young napkin males, they're out here consuming all of this. And what they are doing is manufacturing consent for the war. A war that they claimed was never a war, but now we're getting 5,000 troops out there. So, it is what it is. You can't really hide it anymore. The cat has been out of the bag. I mean, and you're just holding up a little empty sack like, yay, see, look at me. But I really think that those two stories combined together, the Anthropic and then this Jessica with 2 A's. Jessica Foster is the AI character that they're using, and it has 2 A's in it. So, I mean, you've got an Instagram account, you've got an OnlyFans account, and then you've got, what they're posting to Truth Social. Truth Central. Sorry, I always do that because that's what he called it. Anyways, I just find this very interesting. But the biggest issue that I saw with this is that, this is going to get worse with this regime. Because now they're saying because what they are thinking in their minds is, we're eliminating the human error element. Not to mention that you still have the human error element because you have to write out the prompts in order for it to do that. So the human error will always be there. So, I mean, if you're trying to use AI to get rid of people, well, that's just dumb because, look at what's happening now. But the idea, though, is that that's defrauding the nation. I don't care if it's a few people, those few people still represent the nation, and you have effectively defrauded the nation. So this is ridiculous. I'm going to try and take some more time and look a little deeper into this and see, what the ramifications are of this. If there are people, finding out that this isn't real and demanding their money back. Come on, they had feet pics, really? I get it because you couldn't post anything else. I don't think it'll allow you to do that unless you're using Grok. And Grok, hey, Grok just might let you do that. So, I don't know, but this is just something that is just another list, another add-on to the pile. And I'm wondering, how is MAGA going to receive this? So far, I haven't seen much reports about that. But as with one of the commenters down there said, hey man, I'm struggling. Tell me how I can make an AI foot model so I can make hundreds of thousands of dollars. Which, quite frankly, I think there's about to be a Dark the Logic co-host that's going to be AI who just so happens to have some OF material. But anyways, I don't know how we're going to combat this AI because not trying to say much. The person who told me about who brought this on, I already known about it beforehand, but the person who was telling me, it was kind of interesting because if you're not in computer systems, if you're not training with AI, if you're not a filmmaker or a photographer, you won't really notice the difference. And then if you, of course, also if you're not, if you don't have situational awareness, where you can, if you're looking at the photo instead of looking at her, looking at all around, because what they were doing is the photos were, some of the photos were real and they just added that AI character in, and then others were just completely all AI. So this is going to become, like I said, it's going to become a problem because you're going to have fewer people being able to see what this is. Not to mention that they're also putting out all these videos. My own, someone that I know personally, they were sending me videos of AI videos of planes getting shot down and aircraft carriers getting blown to smithereens, and yet the planes are just floating on the water. But if you're unknowledgeable about these things, they're gonna get you every single time. At this point, what can you do? Well, there are many things that you can do. First off, there are always going to be some sort of telltale giveaways, but as to being able to notice, what AI is. But you need to be looking at the bills being put out. Honestly, I don't know what MTG is doing, but she's making some waves and she's making good points. And it was Marjorie that actually had tried to propose a bill that would regulate AI for 10 years. That was very crucial. It was very critical and very needed. They shot that down. And now look at what's happening. The own administration is swindling people, its own people, because we're not that stupid. First off, we're not going to, even if we don't know if it's AI or not, we're not going to support it anyways. Because that's just complete malarkey. And we know that this is used in order to garner or manufacture, consent for the war that nobody wants. Nobody wants to do. And there's still reports of sailors trying to clog up the piping systems on the aircraft carriers or the boats that they're on in order to be able to make it dock so that they don't have to go out. We're at, so far, the regime is only allowing us to know. Well, actually, they're not even saying much about this anyways. They've only talked about 6 people, but there have been, I think we're at 16 people, soldiers, sailors that have lost their lives in this war, due to this war. And there are other reports that have been coming out that even that is a lie, and there's far greater numbers. But of course, they just can't tell you that, because then it becomes, oh crap, oh shit, here we go. We walked into this puddle, and now people are going to be like, well, we're not sending our kids out there. Like Lady Graham going out, and saying on live television, of course, as always, in his little pathetic way, I'm going to go to South Carolina and tell them to offer up their sons and daughters to the war. And then turn around and what was that, Mark Wayne mullet? That's a misspoke, is what he was trying to say. I wasn't trying to say that I was going to make them do that. What I was trying to say is that other countries will see what we're doing and try and do it too. Yeah, right. Lindsay, Eddie, shut up. Okay. There's so much more I want to say, but I'm going to keep things in a PG manner this time. Yes. But, considering what is going on right now, so if you're using this AI character to manufacture, consent for the war, and now we're hearing that, they're trying to put boots on the ground, and then you had the spokesperson for Iran basically saying, we need that. Yes, we want you to put boots on the ground. We want you to do that. And even tried to, I thought it was kind of slick. They were like, you shoot bombs and all that kind of stuff. That just makes you weak. Put boots on the ground. And another thing that I noticed that, the spokesperson was saying was that he was trying to be very clear and decisive when saying, we are not here to attack the American people. It's not the American people who we have the issue with. It's those that are running the country that they have the issue with. And look, I'm not here to say that I am giving full support for Iran. I'm not doing that at all. I'm not. But I can't agree with them on. I can call a spade on this one. Okay, we came in there as if we were world police, and if you understand what our policing system is, then you understand exactly why this makes sense. They came in, made up something, and then said, "Yeah, we're gonna try and take you out." There's no do police even arrest people anymore, or do they just kill them? This seems to be what they're doing. Oh, and by the way, ICE is still doing what they're doing and just made a statement saying that we don't need a judge's warrant. We don't need the law. We don't need the Constitution. So buckle up, pretties, because we're coming in. That's something for another day, but I think that, all this blowback that is bound to happen, especially now that they know. Wait. See, I don't know though, because MAGA, you gotta remember it like this. And see, this is where it becomes interesting, because you had older boomer MAGA, that were, they were all in support. Like they got swindled when it came to the campaign finances. Uh, I'm pretty sure you've heard many, many, many a report of them basically just stealing money from their own supporters. And now they're doing it again, but they're just using skin to win. But that's an age-old playbook. Like that's one play that has never failed. Skin always wins. So they're just looking at that, and then think about it. It fits Trump's mold of what he likes. So I mean, this is just insane. But I really would like to talk to the people who actually send money to the OnlyFans. I really want to know, like, what are you going to do now? And do you tell anybody about this? And are you really that desperate? Because, I mean, there's other ways of handling this situation. If you really are that desperate, there's other ways of handling it. Aside from just getting duped by an AI character, which now I think that this is where we're at. Okay? So here's where we're at. I think that I really am going to create an AI OnlyFans character, and I will tailor it specifically to MAGA and incels. Well, wait, I can't really say incels because I'm pretty sure incels, they're just the gay guys that don't want to tell you that they're gay. Like Fuentes and all those guys. So, I mean, I think incel really is like their cover word now for gay. I think that's really what it boils down to. Because, I mean, you had, Nick Fuentes basically saying, ew, women are bad. I don't trust women. I don't like women. Women are this and that and the other. And never has been with a woman physically, emotionally, none of that. Oh, and then he pals around with all these other guys that are all like the misogynists and whatnot, but they all say the same thing. Oh, women are bad or evil. So, I think that we need to make sure that anytime we see a senator, a congressman propose any kinds of regulation bills on AI, we need to find support. We need to garner support for that, because this one situation, it is extremely serious. And it's not just talking about the AI character. It's, Pete, Kegs Breath, trying to muscle Anthropic into giving them their AI systems. And so the report just came out too on that, which I think is so interesting. So they tried to blacklist Claude. It's Anthropic that has Claude is what they were trying to use. But Anthropic basically, once they got blacklisted by, Kegs Breath, as if that really meant something, they saw so much interaction increase. Like they saw people actually leaving. People were leaving ChatGPT. They're leaving, Kimi and Perplexity and all these other things and going for Claude. And then they saw that the paid registration had doubled in its numbers since old Kegs Breath did this. So now I'm wondering, what does Kegs Breath have to say about this? He's been pretty mum on this. Like, what is he thinking? Oh man, I tried. Man, I thought I had those suckers. Man, I thought so. And yeah, like it completely backfires on you. And I mean, that's indicative of the entire regime. You keep thinking that you're gonna own this and do that, and blah 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 blah, and then at the end of the day, you just keep getting shot down, your lies exposed, and yeah. So, all right, this is about that time. You can always, hit that like button, hit the share, and hit subscribe. Please, the follow button, man. It's all free, doesn't hurt. And if you do feel so inclined, you can always check the links in my bio. A cup of coffee, man. It's something simple, but this is helping to try and pay for the systems. And I mean, like, I am on Riverside, and Riverside costs money. And yeah, times are tough. And to try and have the time to be able to do all these things, it requires that outside help is needed. So I'm not going to press for it, but I am going to say if you do feel so inclined, thank you. With that being said, I also want to make sure that you do know I'm on TikTok as TDOTL. Actually, no, as Logos TV. Excuse me. And I am constantly posting short snippets about things. So if there's not something that you've seen me talk about here, you can find it there more than likely. But leave a comment. Let me know what you want to talk about. Or things that you comments that you have on this story, like AI and the AI Jessica Foster and Anthropic's ordeal awakening with old Chat GPT. Anyways, I'm Emmett, Darker Logic.